If you have ever asked yourself, if I change this Apex class, what else breaks? This is the tool built to answer that question. In this video, I will walk you through the dependency graph, how to read it, what the nodes and edges mean, and how to zero in on exactly the part of your org you care about. The page has two main areas. On the left is your component sidebar. This is how you find and select any component in your org. On the right is the graph canvas where the visualization lives. At the top you will see two action buttons, Rebuild Graph, Deep Scan. Rebuild Graph regenerates the visualization from your last scan snapshot. It's fast, so no Salesforce API calls. Deep Scan goes out and refetches everything fresh from your org. Down here at the bottom is the legend. Keep an eye on this as we go. It's your key to reading everything you see on the canvas. Let's start with the nodes. The circle on the graph, every circle represents a Salesforce component. There are 4 cores. Apex classes, your custom logic. Apex trigger, automation that fires on DML operation. SObjects, the data model, standard and custom objects. And flows, your declarative automation, including screen flows, record trigger flows, and so on. Each type has its own color, so you can tell at a glance what you're looking at. The selected node, the one you currently inspecting, renders slightly larger with a glow ring around it. That's your origin point. The numbers in the stats bar up top tell you two things. How many components this node depends on, those are its upstream dependency, and how many components depend on this node, these are its downstream impacts or its blast radius. The lines connecting the nodes are called edges, and each edge type tells you how two components are related. A class call. A class call edge means one Apex class references another. A direct method call or class instantiation, the color matches what you see in the legend. A class uses object edge, connects an Apex class to an SObject, meaning that class runs SOQL queries against it or perform DML on it. This is one of the most common edges you will see in any mature org. A trigger on edge connects an Apex trigger to the SObject it fires on. Simple, direct, one trigger, one object. And a flow invoke edge connects a flow to the SObject it operates on. Edges also have directions. Arrow points from dependent component toward the thing it depends on. So if an arrow points from a class towards an object, that class is touching that object, not the other way around. If you hover over any edge, you will see a label pops up showing you the relationship type directly on the canvas. Now let's talk about filtering, because in real org you will have hundreds of components and you don't want to look at all of them at once. The type filter lets you scope the component list to exactly what you care about. You can filter to just Apex class, flows, SObject, or triggers. Selecting one type narrows the left sidebar immediately. Here I have filtered to flows. Now the sidebar only shows flows, and I can quickly find the specific one I want to inspect. I select this flow, and on the canvas I can immediately see what it's touching via the flow invokes edges, whether any Apex class are also interacting with the same object. The search box works alongside the type filter. Type any part of a component and the list narrows to matches. This is the fastest way to get to a specific class or object when you already know what you're looking for. Once you've got your graph on the screen, you can interact with it. Scroll to zoom in. Or use the zoom buttons in the corner Click and drag the background to pan around. If things get messy from dragging nodes, hit reset view to snap everything back. Nodes are draggable too. Click and drag any node to reposition. This is useful when edges are overlapping and you need to untangle the view. Here is a quick real world example. I'll select the account object. The stat bar shows it has a large downstream impact, meaning a lot of components touch this object. I can see Apex class querying it, triggers firing on it, and flows operating on it, all in one view. Now, if someone asks me what's at risk if we modify the account schema, I don't have to guess. I'm looking at the answer. That's the dependency graph. Nodes tells you what your components are, edges tells you how they're connected, and the filter lets you cut through the noise so you can focus on what matters on your current change. In the next video, we'll look how to use Impact Analyzer to get a scored blast radius report from any node. See you there.